I'm very pleased that I have also opportunity to talk for the second lessons about the crisis communication, but we will have also any other different stuff today, also for kind of the advertisement, because I know that for some of you it's already the evening, and it's not very easy to hear a lot of um, smart stuff. So you already know me. You had the
Yeah.
possibility to see something from last lessons, how our studio is looking for. I'm also inviting you to, if you would have the possibility to listen for our radio of our school. It's every time prepared by the students. At least you could hear the taste of the music they have used today. But I have a 1 minute warm up for you. So, one of like just a regular post on, and in this case on TikTok, about the known Ukrainian math teacher Yevhen won the worldwide Olympiad among general education teachers, but no one of the major TV channels even mentioned it, and so on. So we have a lot of comments, a lot of hearts, shares, and so on. So my kind of the question is, would you share or like this kind of the content on your personal page, or would you interact with this with this post? I will ask Father Roman. Father Roman, would you?
I don't know him yet, so if some of my friends will recommend me personal, so I would
Yeah,
share the
yeah.
story. Yeah.
Good. Nice answer. Someone else? Yeah, some agreed. Good. Anna. Okay. Maybe you
Yeah.
will interact with this kind of the post, like priest successfully heal people, amazing man, like performing exorcism and all other stuff, and also call for the action. Let's support him with word of gratitude. You can also scan QR code and support such a great priest and such a great man. Some thoughts about? Yeah, don't be shy, please. This looked like a scam. Thank you for this answer, because the main question or main comment that Father Roman gave at the beginning, it's we don't know who is this person, and basically this person is kind of actor. We can call it documentary filmmaking. Yeah, because like 2 months ago, basically, all around the social media, especially like before that in English speaking social media, and in Ukrainian, 2 months after that, begin to spread different type of the messages about no-name teacher who wants some worldwide educational prize, or about the priest and all other different roles that he took in those documentaries were published, and a lot of the people, especially young people, did it as like fun, but older people and all of those comments stick to one of the close higher educational group, that different people were talking to each other, that we really can't support our teachers. And it was a huge, I don't know, like about 20 hours talk between different teachers who were complaining that we can't really support our best teachers, before someone younger told them that this is a scam, as Anna told in our comments. And I can say, and I have to say, that even one of our bishops get was captured of spreading the fake one of the fake news about the soldier who married one of the girls, our president Bishop Rozhodziak. So he wanted to support the topic of the families, and shared also very close to this scam. And a lot of people in the comments was negotiating and talking that you are sharing not the truthful images, because it was created by AI. So, like, in this particular period of the story that we are living through, every information has to be validated and has to be checked. And normally, as on the previous lessons we were talking about, that you have to check the information at least from two sources, and using your consciousness and your intelligence to verify this particular information really need your interaction with like, comment, or share. But going to the institutional thing, we can say that there are like three main rocks that every time, looking through all the interactions and all the collaboration and all the communication, we have to lean on the values that we have of our particular institution, the vision and the mission. Probably or maybe you know that 1 year ago, from Instagram page of Pope, at that period of time, Pope Francis, one of the workers who were working as a social SMM manager, or social media marketing manager, he mismatched his personal page and page of the Pontifex, and put like on some not very or erotical image on Instagram, and it was become one of the main news in different worldwide media, that Pope Francis liked one of the models in Brazil. So when you are working with an institutional pages and institutional communications, every time you have to be very lean on the values, and you have to support the values that particular institution is witnessing. You have to know at least some of the vision and some part of the mission of this particular institution that you are working with. Because basically, the majority of our co-workers or our friends know very small about the institution that they are the part of, and this is the basic research that was done throughout the 5 European, the largest European institution, that only 35% of the employee know the strategy of particular company, and only or less than 20%, or around 20%, were doing or correlating their own work responsibility and stuff to the company or institutional strategy. So, and this is a very good question. If we are could be the part of the parish or other church institution, do we really know what are the main goal of this particular institution or particular company or particular missionary or parish institution? And do we really need do we really know what we can do with it and all about it? So, like normally, to give the dive into communication, you have to know two parts or two models that we are using on the daily basis. So the first one is the theological model, and the second one is the totalitarian. And what is the difference between these two? So we will return to one game in a second. So normally the communicational experience or communicational process go from some person who want to talk. This person or institution is creating a particular message, choosing the channel, and sending it through this channel to the receiver. Between the message or between the person or institution who created the message and the receiver, every time you have different noises. These noises not could be, I don't know, like interference as on the radio, but it could be different walls, psychological or physical, or um, like even the language or the way of expression could be the noise that really change the message at the end to the receiver. And it's very important that every time you validate what the receiver received, what kind of the message, what kind of how the people understand or understood what you have say. And if we are returning to the totalitarian or ideological way of building the communication, totalitarian, we don't care really what people understood from our message. From time to time, we can see it, for example, in the church. Like during the homily, not every priest would want to ask what the people really remember after the homily, or after he gives some short speech. Not every priest have or even we who are communicating through social media or on the personal level or educational level, not every time we are very pleased to receive the answer or feedback about our way of communication, or what percentage from our message that we were thinking about a lot and creating so precisely were get from the people or for the people. And in totalitarian way of thinking, we don't care or we are scared to receive this kind of the feedback. In dialogical way, the majority of the companies, the majority of the institution are ready and want to receive the feedback to flourish the way of communication and way that people will understand what institution or what particular person would want to say for them. And these noises also is very, it's the part that we have to count during the period or during our communicational process. I will share you a small story from our experience that we had at the beginning of the war in Ukraine. So at the beginning of the war, in first months, every person in our university would want to become a volunteer. So everybody wanted to do something for the army, something to support those people who lost their houses or have to travel in another part of the country, and they left everything or lost everything in their lives. So everybody would want to do the work as a volunteer. And in Ukraine Catholic University, we have like the first floor, the base floor, was full of different humanitarian help, medicine things, and everybody were focused only on this help. And after one, like the first months and 1 month, it was kind of the good emotion. But on the third month, a lot of people who were doing like basic work from the teaching to managing stuff, they become more volunteer than teachers. And particularly on our level of the Faculty of Social Science, we have persons who are responsible for different master and bachelor degree programs, and those people regularly are very smart, clever, very energetical, and they want to do a lot of stuff. But every time we have to take this person, like returning them to the main responsibility, running the programs and running and doing the managerial stuff for the use of institution, for the use of our university. So after 3 months of volunteer work, we had to return to the basic work of our university. And those people had so many had so many barriers that they really can't return to regular work. So we created a communicational circle, I can say that. Every month, once a month, on Friday evening, we were inviting all of those people who are volunteering a lot to have a like common dinner with a little bit of a wine and good talk. And on the first weeks, all the people were drinking a lot and sharing their own experience to each other. On the second months, they were sharing about the families, and at the third and fourth months, they were beginning to talk about the work and how to do the common projects, how to return from volunteer work to the regular work, why our work as academical society is very important and sometimes even more effective than the doing only the volunteer stuff. And all the people return step by step through this like talk circles and dinner and wine, like return to the regular work. And we really not had to fire someone or give them the choice between volunteer work and academical stuff. So sometimes you have to put a lot of effort and a lot of force and a lot of communication and talk to avoid or to demolish or deconstruct this communication barrier between your own people in your community or in your team, and then only after that the communication pass will go through. But I have one game for you, a small one. So, what is going on with this news? UGCC, Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, is developing a Christian version of Pokemon Go. I hope you know what is Pokemon Go. It's kind of like app with Pokemons. So among the church upcoming plans is the development and release of an app called the Saints, Sveti, the Saints, which will make it possible to recognize miraculously icons not made by the human hands in stains on walls and other surfaces. A team of IT specialists from the Lviv Archdiocese is already working on it. So, and then you will receive all the comments. So, what do you think? It's not goes well with this kind of the news. So like basically we have everything, like it was published on particular date, and the day, the hour, and the text is here. You have the comment from the priest who is a priest of this diocese. What do you think it's not goes well with this news?
I didn't see the author who wrote it.
Good. What else? You don't know the source. Yeah. You don't know the source.
Yeah, it has also said that.
What is the source?
No,
And the
sorry.
source is one of the Ukrainian satirical online media, Your Review. So they are creating funny stories. And I can say this this news and couple other news were very spread in especially through Messenger Viber. Like this particular news has 2,000 shares on in Viber groups that were like talking what our church, Ukraine Greek Catholic Church, want to do. This is a like stupid idea. This is taking off the dignity of the saints and everything else. It was running about like 3 or 4 days before and after that one of the commenters like get to the source and understand that it was a joke. So particularly, I also would invite you, if you would want to play with fake news and other stuff. There are two online games. Harmony Square. It's more about educational program about fake news and other stuff. And bad news, you will become particularly the main editor of the newspaper, who will create like wider audience with bad and fake news, and one particular period of time you will receive the goal to support one of the political candidate as a president by your news. So if you like playing online games like text games, please you can use my my advice. But returning to, like, we are moving step by step to the crisis communication, because crisis consists from different topics. And before we will go particularly to the crisis, we need to understand that we have the most powerful thing that we talk at the beginning: values, mission, and vision. We know that every time we need to receive the feedback to understand what is going on and how our messages and how particular situation will influence or will change our institution or change of our communication. And those people that we have to look on of their own decisions and communicate with them in particular way, and they are called stakeholders. You know, the steak, T-bone, and they are holding the stakes. So we have to look on them and to be very careful with them. So the stakeholders are four types. So like, if simplify it, for example, if I am a priest, one of my main stakeholders will be my bishop. So I have to count every time his ideas, his thoughts about the life, reality, and so on. If you are a teacher, every time you will have as a stakeholder a dean, and you will have as a stakeholder someone who is teaching the same lesson as you, because probably in one particular period of time you would want to take some advice or give some advice or share some materials, or having someone who know the same stuff as you know. If you are volunteer, um, your stakeholders will be not only the person that other volunteers, but other organization that are also doing the volunteer stuff and volunteer work, and that you can collaborate with. And in the same time, if you are volunteer in, for example, in a Christian institution, sometimes other institution, non-Christian, will be also your stakeholder in another way, not positive or maybe very positive. So basically, you have someone that you have to count during your collaboration or regular work, and the decision of those people are very important for your support, or very important that they wouldn't be um, um, giving you any problems. So basically, we have four types of stakeholders: someone who are aware or well informed about your work, and someone who is not informed. They didn't know you or don't know you. Someone who is informed about you, for example, like here, like we have a possibility to have these lessons thanks to Ecumenical Institute. So Ecumenical Institute, someone knows this institute and follow the lessons, and probably there are some groups who don't know nothing about it, but they don't try, they don't like the religion in general, so they are uninformed opposition. So they don't know nothing about the Ecumenical Institute, but from the beginning they are against it by the default. Someone will support an institute because they like to build bonds. They like to build different dialogue between different religions and denomination. So they don't know nothing about it, but they will support it by default because they like this such an idea. And in the same way, the aware of opposition and aware support will be different institutions all around the world or different people all around the world who by the default like, know, or hate and don't know nothing about the institution. So I want you to have 10 minutes talk in small groups. You will receive the same exercise. So I want that a small group will decide what type of the institution you are. So what type of something you are: a parish, youth center, volunteer initiative, school or local, some of the local organization, and try to give two examples of the stakeholders to each type, like two examples for the aware support, two types of the aware opposition, two types of the uninformed support and uninformed opposition.